The history of KPK. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's set of experiences is incredibly affected by its area. As the doorway to the subcontinent, it has a long, tempestuous history of intrusions by the people who looked for the wealth of India. The Aryans started their movement into India around 2000 BC. Coming from the west, these semi-traveling heroes entered through Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and at first settled alongside the Smak, Gomal, Kurram, and Kabul streams. North of a few hundred years, an ever-increasing number of Aryans entered the subcontinent and moved eastwards into current India. The Persians vanquished Gandhara in the 6th century BC and made it one of the areas of the Achaemenid domain. As a vanquished country, Gandhara gave recognition to the Persian rulers. In 327 BC, Alexander's military attacked the Indian subcontinent. While Alexander was in the middle of curbing the slope clans of Smak and Kunar valleys, his commanders entered through the Khyber Pass. Before advancing south, Alexander lived at Taxila, where he met a striking young fellow by the name of Chandragupta Maurya, who was a banished ruler of Magadha, in present-day eastern India. As per a few records, Chandragupta Maurya chose to produce a domain in Alexander's strides. However, Alexander didn't remain long in the subcontinent and passed on presently. A while later, his rule had a huge effect. Greek culture impacted the way of life in this district for 1,000 years. A noticeable illustration of this is the combination of Indian and Greek workmanship components that became known as the Gandharan craftsmanship style. After Alexander's demise, his overall Seleucus asserted the Indian regions. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa embraces Muslim rulers. Even though the Bedouins had been in touch with the pathans since the center of the 700 years, it was in 1001 promotion when Mahmud of Ghazni crushed Jayapala, the last Hindu Shahi ruler of Gandhara. He then, at that point, continued south to Punjab. His progressive missions debilitated Hindu rule in KP as well as in the subcontinent and considered the spread of Islam. Under the Mughal domain, Babur, the organizer behind the Mughal realm, first entered the subcontinent through the Khyber Pass in 1505 and took Kohat and Banu before getting back to Kabul. His fifth and last walk into the mainland started in 1525, and after a year, he crushed the last Lodhi lord before pronouncing himself the new ruler of Delhi. Babur joined numerous clans in KP, including the Yusufzais, under his pennant and drove them to numerous locales in India. He prevailed upon the hearts of Pathans with a limited capacity to focus time. A point-by-point record of the historical backdrop of KP can be tracked down in his journal, babur-nama. He made ready for Mughal rule over this region till the 1800 years, except for a brief rule under Sher Shah Suri. After Babur's passing, Humayun succeeded him. Yet, a Pathan named Sher Shah Suri assumed command over the locale from him. Humayun recaptured the high position 15 years after the fact, and his child Akbar succeeded him. Nonetheless, Akbar couldn't overcome all pieces of KP. The clans of the Yusufzais and Khattaks have participated in a very long-term fight. Kushal Khan Khattak framed collusion with the Mughals during the rule of sovereign Shah Jahan. However, the Yusufzais were against the Mughal rule in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Shah Jahan designated Kushal Khan Khattak the watchman of the ruler's parkway to Peshawar and affirmed his situation as the clan leader. He even went to the Delhi court and went along with them on many missions. The Khattaks broke attaches with the Mughal domain during Aurangzeb's standard because of contention with a Mughal lead representative over cost assortment. Directly following Aurangzeb's demise in 1707, the realm split into contending realms, and Nadir Shah, a Persian ruler, oversaw the territory with help from the Pathans. One of his prestigious replacements, Ahmad Shah Abdali, sent off a few missions from the Peshawar Valley into many spots across India. Abdali's rule, 1747 to 1772, was briefly hindered when the Marathas attacked in the mid-1750s, yet he prevailed concerning recovering command over KP in 1761. The territory stayed a piece of Afghanistan, which had been laid out as the primary Pathan state by Ahmad Shah Abdali, till its victory by the Sikhs in 1818. Sikh rule. The Sikhs attacked Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in 1818 under the order of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. They initially added Dara Ismail Khan and afterward proceeded to become bosses of the whole area. In 1923, the Sikhs grabbed hold of Peshawar, looted the city, and consumed the Bala Hisar stronghold. They destroyed various structural landmarks, including the Mahobat Khan Mosque. Clans in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa were more than once attacked by Sikh militaries. This united the Pathans to battle against the Sikhs. Syed Ahmad Shah arose as the head of this development against the Sikhs. He sent off many assaults and, surprisingly, figured out how to grab Peshawar from the Sikhs for a couple of months. However, the solidarity of the Pathan clans didn't get by for extremely long, and he was crushed in a fight at Balakot. The Sikhs made a few commitments, for example, building Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's originally arranged city known as Haripur. Following Maharaja Ranjit Singh's demise in 1839, the Sikhs battled among themselves. At last, the English East India Organization grabbed hold of both the area and the Sikh Durbar, which they called the organization Bahadur. Relationship with English. In 1849, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa went under English rule. The English East India Organization drove many missions into regions constrained by the Pathan clans and got their certainty. The early English officials assumed a crucial part in winning the hearts of the Pathans. So solid was the connection between the English and the Pathans that during the Indian resistance of 1857 many individuals in Peshawar and encompassing regions upheld the English, while the remainder of India was mutinous. Till the late 1900 years, there was no conventional line between Afghanistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which was then essential for English India. In 1893, after two conflicts, Sir Mortimer Durand and Abdurrahman Khan, the Emir of Afghanistan, settled upon a global boundary that came to be known as the Durand Line. It currently isolates the Pakistani locales of Baluchistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and FATA from Afghanistan. The legislative head of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, ruler Curzon, initiated the territory at Shahibagh in 1902, and in 1931 it was raised to the situation with a lead representative-controlled region. Mirza Ali Khan, a wazir from Waziristan, led a common rebellion development against the English in 1936. The Khilafat and Hyderat developments additionally occurred in the locale, yet were not effective. One more famous opportunity development was sent off by Abdul Ghaffar Khan, otherwise called Bacha Khan, and his sibling Dr. Khan Sahib. It was a peaceful development and their devotees were known as Khudai Khidmatgar or Workers of God. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa was allowed self-government in 1937. Post-autonomy. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa chose to join Pakistan after autonomy. This was an endeavor to foster a more grounded relationship with Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Abdul Ghaffar Khan encouraged the public authority to give the region a name that mirrors the Pathan personality. It had been known as the Northwest Boondocks Area, NWFP, since its initiation by the English. Pashtunistan was one of the proposed names, however, it didn't get political help as this name had become excessively questionable. Last, in 2010, the territory was renamed Khyber Pakhtunkhwa.